Well, when you go south of General.
Huh?
When you go south of General.
That's a good old boy. We gotta call this meeting to order. Call the roll.
Schmidt? Alt?
Here.
Rose?
Yeah.
Curtis?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yeah. Okay. Public comments? Hearing no public comments. Randy, you're up.
I handed out the breakdown for the renewal, so the county's insurance renewed December 1st, so I finally got the pricing here, and there aren't any big surprises. I think probably the thing that's surprising most is workers' comp is going down as much as it is, and that's a direct reflection on your claim history. If you don't have claims, your workers' comp goes down. If, God forbid, you'd have a big workers' comp claim this year, probably go right back up. Otherwise, I think most of this is the same. We increased, Anita and I worked on making sure we had all of the last couple of years. There's been a lot of changes to the computer systems, and we wanted to make sure we had that all covered right. So we increased every building as part of the property coverage has 50,000 of computer coverage in it. This building has more than 50,000 in it, so we had to increase the computer coverage at this building.
Mm-hmm.
They changed the way so property insurance, buildings like this, you insure it based on what it would take to replace it. The insurance company's never going to buy it or sell it. They don't care what the market value is. It's only what it takes to replace it. Chubb, the company that does the property here, changed the way they decide what the buildings are worth to replace. So I had to come out and get some new information, and we plugged that all in. It did go up about $600,000, which isn't a ton considering it's valued at 20. All the buildings together are valued at $21 million. So it came
small
out.
percentage.
Yeah, came out pretty close. So that caused a little blip, and that raised it a little bit. But other than that, it's really not even keeping up with cost of living right now. GO went up a little, and I think that's because we have a couple of lawsuits every year, it seems like. So that's where that's coming from.
Which one was that?
Liability, the top line. Like I said,
That ain't bad though.
no, especially considering I'm sure they're paying more than that in defense.
Yeah, I think that's gonna get worse too.
Yeah. Other than that, that's all I have. Nobody's got questions.
Do you remember what the workman's comp experience rating was?
No, I don't know off the top of my head. It's pretty good though. It's by far the best of any account I have, let me tell you that.
0.97 or something like that.
It's lower than that, I think.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty low. I mean, you just had good experience. Nobody's had, there's been some slip and falls and stuff, but there hasn't been any, God forbid, broken backs or anything that's really expensive or long tail stuff. That's what really gets you.
Yeah, we haven't had anything major since Larry.
Mm-hmm.
That it?
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Susie's not here right now. We're up to the 15 audit.
Oh, Susie, I did want to let you know, I talked to Susie. There is retiree open enrollment for retirees over 65. They have a Medicare Advantage plan. So those all renew January 1st. So the open enrollment for retirees over 65 is going on now, and they'll have the insurance company will be here, and Susie will be here, and Health Alliance will be here next Thursday, 12/10, to meet with any of our retirees that are over 65 that may want to discuss the supplement plan. It's an Advantage plan. There's a difference between being in an Advantage plan and a supplement plan. That's what we have, what we offer them. And we have seen a lot of movement in the retirees the last couple of years. The prices are obviously going up. Last year we added a plan that costs lower than the two we had been offering two plans. We added another one with a lower monthly cost and then higher, like co-pays. And we've had quite a few retirees move to that lower priced option, and I've had a couple calls about the retirees on the higher end, again this time, saying they want to come in and look at changing as well. So we're seeing a lot of movement in our retiree groups. Some cancellations. I had probably 3 cancellations last year where they could find a cheaper option on the market. So that's where that's at. Then FY15 audit. The week of the 14th, the auditors will be here. That'll be for internal controls, that sort of testing. They'll go through all the risk assessments, which I'm still working on trying to finish for them this week, so they'll have those ready to go. And then they'll do circuit clerk testing that week as well.
Workers' compensation?
Workers' compensation audit, I got a call this week from Tumas, I think is how you say the name. He is coming December the 21st, and what he'll do is tie out all our actual payroll costs for the year versus what our premiums are based on. So then we either get an upcharge or a refund based on when they set our premium. They base each classification of workers' comp code. They estimate what the salary will be based on the prior year, and obviously it never comes out exact, so you're either over or under, and then you have to make up the difference. So he's coming on the 21st, so I'll be getting ready for that as well. As soon as we get done with the final payroll runs next week. So once we do that,
All business has it.
Yep. Okay. Department heads? Lisa?
I don't have anything.
Cindy?
Everybody's got a copy of the state payment sheet, so you can see where we ended the year with state payments. We were up about $60,000 from 2014 that we received in 2015, so that was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have.
You already got
Yeah.
income from this year?
Yeah.
How often do you get income in a month then? Must be more than once then, huh?
No, just once a month.
All you're gonna get is 100? Well, okay, that's
Right.
not
Yeah.
very much.
No, that's a larger one.
Oh, okay, that's the whole year up above, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cindy, that salary reimbursement's starting to creep up, isn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully they release the money pretty soon.
Everybody's saying that.
I was excited about the gambling money, but somebody must have gone out of business. We're down a couple
Well, they
thousand.
stopped that in June.
Yeah.
June was the last
We
one.
got a half a year there.
Oh, we still got some money coming, or it's not?
No, yes, it's just sitting on hold.
Yeah,
Kind of like
They're not releasing
an
that.
AR account.
just like my $1 million lottery ticket,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, no, sorry. We have an IOU. Yeah.
I misread the number on it, is that what you're trying to say, Ernie?
That's all I have.
That's something. Okay, Eric?
Financially, the only thing I have to say is I have a bunch of plans for the committee today. Some equipment that I was waiting for the state to finally accept a grant on. They accepted the grant 2 or 3 times, got changed their mind. But enlarge a printer and the toner for that printer, and then paper for a format printer that has been in my office that since I got there and was never used because there was no paper for it. So I got the paper.
Bummer. It's like having a car without gas.
Pretty much. Now
Here's
I
the
actually
printer
do
without
print maps
paper.
and stuff, which is very, very beneficial for my line of work.
Mm.
So, and if there are any questions about times, I'm more happy to answer.
No questions? Nida?
Our big news is yesterday afternoon, I think this has to do with your gaming tax also. Senate Bill 2039 was presented to the House and passed. I think it was, 107 to 1 to 1. And so that releases the lottery money. And also the 911 money, which is what I care about. The 911 money also gets released. It's supposed to go in front of the Senate for concurrence next week, and then the governor is supposed to look sign this bill. It's the in and out cash that goes, that doesn't benefit the state, I guess you could say, in a way. So it's an in and out money that goes back to, and that also includes the fuel tax. That's in that too. So we expect next week, the Senate is supposed to meet Monday or Tuesday, and they're supposed to accept this bill, and then the governor said he would sign it immediately. So that should get our money back. And it's back to the July 1st date. You'll be receiving it.
That'd be good. There's Tom.
The only thing is the budget and kinky is set for right now. It's a moving target up there, but I think, which is good. Staff will stay where it's at up there for right now, which I know impacts here quite often, so that's why I report that to you guys. So, we'll see how it goes. Really, right now, we're just waiting on what the state found decides for our salary reimbursement. And when that will come, I don't know. So, I'll keep very close to it.
Yeah,
One grants we have are on hold, and one grant that impacts Iroquois County provides about $15,000 a year for treatment of juveniles, counseling, things like that. We're go committee on 10 for that. They're funding the money, but they told us probably by January, middle of January, they're going to hit the switch and cut it off because we can't keep going. So that would stop everything. Do that. So services, which isn't a good way of doing business when you're, if people like family and group counseling and individual counseling, all things, but breaks on it, but we have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, we noticed our, wasn't too long ago, we were down to 60,000 in reimbursements, and we're up to 110. So, it don't take long to multiply.
It's frustrating, but I mean, for everybody. That's all.
Joel?
I just stole my thunder, so.
But that's good news. That, that'll help.
As long as they don't sweep it, then it's good news, so.
Will that open up the spring bids?
Yeah, we'll start moving forward if this passes.
Okay.
So the motor fuel tax is in the same,
Yeah, it's
Keep the
the
language.
same bill.
that the
It's
in
another
and out
pass through
account.
that's supposed to be, the only reason they haven't, we do not have a continuing appropriation, so that's the reason why they pulled it out. Yeah, no, if this will break us loose, and we'll be able to get back on schedule for a maintenance plan. If it passes.
Yeah.
You know what the crap's going on there in Springfield, I'm not taking anything for granted.
Bob?
Monday, the 30th, was the last day for board review. I don't know if you got it yet in your box. You will get at least one letter for over $100,000 reduction. I haven't looked at the complaint to give you any recommendation as of right now. So I'll have to look at it in more detail to give you anything on that. And you may have one more coming, so that's about it. It's pretty actually, complaints are way down this year.
Plus that piece of large commercial property.
The one we got right now is I revalued the fertilizer portion of Alliance and Crescent. They weren't very happy. And the other one will probably be the new car dealership on the east end of town. He wasn't real happy either. But I've been talking to John Bell quite a bit, so we're still communicating, so that's a good thing.
That's interesting. Well, how's things in public health?
Doing okay. Right now, to date, the state of Illinois owes us in grant funds approximately $138,000, a little over that. And in Medi Money, a little over $11,000. So Medi Money is coming in.
It's just coming in very, very slowly. So we're right at between $149,000 and $150,000 where we have approved EBS or approved state vouchers, but have no warrant numbers for payment. So, we're anxiously waiting on fine state budget as well. You listen to the governor's budget talk with the majority leaders and minority leaders on, what was that, Tuesday? It was a big joke. So, we'll see what happens, but our cash balance as of the 30th of November was around $680,000, a little over that, but none of our yearly big expenses were taken out, workman's comp, health insurance, all that kind of stuff. So I'm, depending on whether or not we get any of these payments, and at what point we get them, I'm looking to end the fiscal year with a reserve of about 550, somewhere in that neighborhood.
I've seen on the news this morning that they got a disease from Central America that's getting widespread in the southern U.S. now. So that's another one.
It's not if we ever have an outbreak in Newport County. It's not, Champaign County's month outbreak cost between U of I and Champaign and Urbana Public Health District, it cost $1 million. These things happen. I spoke to you before about the TB outbreak they had in Kane County. It cost Kane County $250,000. It would be irresponsible of me as a public health administrator not to plan for an outbreak. We have to have those resources available so that if that happens, we can mass prophylax, mass antibiotics, mass antivirals. We have to take care of our people and make sure that we do our job in stopping the spread of a communicable disease, which we do that every day when we do as we investigate every communicable disease that's reportable by law to your local health department. But we, up to this point, been very fortunate not to have any large outbreaks. But
we do have a good reserve there, and it's good with the state's thing and with the possible things. And that's, there can be arguments if it's too much or whatever, but until we get the state on the ball, and we don't know what's going to happen with all these different people moving in without going through the proper screening. All these diseases are here now. We got whooping cough and everything else, so it's scary. It really is.
It is. These diseases are real. People do get these diseases.
So, okay.
I just finished.
All right, thank you. Anita, what?
I do have something to show you. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. These are our cash balance of our reserve accounts with IMRF as of yesterday. You can see, the second line, Echo, has a positive cash balance of $247. I didn't make it exactly zero, so our excess payment this year wiped out that huge negative that we were paying that high interest on. Now, what gets booked December 31st, is IMRF looks at the balance, your reserve balance, negative or positive, as of January 1st. So it's a year late. So they would look at January 1st, 2015, and say the reserve balance for Echo at that point was about negative $274,000. And then they would charge us the 7.5% interest rate on that $274,000. But what they've told me at IMRF is many times if you've paid off your account during the year, they don't apply that interest charge to your account. So this payment did not take into, there would be I can't remember what the interest charge was going to be. I didn't bring those numbers with me. There would be a charge of, I think it was like $78,000. And they said, don't send us that, because in all likelihood, we're going to look at your account, we're going to show how you paid everything off, and we're not going to charge you that interest charge. I didn't make it exactly zero because it was a round number to transfer. I think the payment to wipe it all off was $286,000 is what we applied against Echo. The $600 we transferred, we took the balance of that and applied it against the SLEP because we're under in SLEP as well. So, but what I guess the message is, all the hard work is paying off, and we're really making some great headway. I told Amanda yesterday I wanted to get something in writing from them on our balances as of yesterday, and I called this woman from the finance office, and when I told her who I was, identified myself, she says, "Oh yes, I know your account." So literally, even IMRF knows the progress that we're making. And
It wasn't too many years ago that SLEP was what, 2.2, 2.5?
well, the Echo was minus 2.6 when I started.
2.6, yeah.
Negative 2.6 million. So we've done some great work, and we're getting funded. I mean, now see, the other thing is that this balance is not your total, what do I want to say, accrued pension liability. So, like, take the top line. That's our regular IMRF. See, the balance in there is $9 million. The way this works is, and I didn't really understand this part of it either until I started paying it off. Under Echo, it's easy to explain with Echo. We had 11 people in Echo. They all have filed for retirement. You get charged for their retirement the day they retire. It's estimated, okay? That number, I don't know, it was like 4.6 million or something like that for those people. So, right, I know, isn't that bad? But whatever, it's what happened. So each one of their accounts is listed here. They're still probably, I think probably 9 of them still receiving payments, okay? As long as they receive payments, we still have an open Echo account. So it's the total of all these people, and it totals like 4.6, minus what our reserve payments were, 4.6 minus $267. So the net of what we're looking at is the net of 267. For Echo, that can be 0 because there's not going to be anybody else going in. For the regular, the 9.1, in theory, what that is, that represents the estimated retirement for everybody who's, one, still working, number 2, may have quit but are vested and have the ability to claim at a future date. And that is a different calculation. That's an accrual. Actuarials come in and estimate it. That is what, that amount is what we'll be booking into our financials this year. That actuarial estimate of what were funded or unfunded.
The next big one to get would be the SLEP enhanced.
Right.
And
that'll take care of.
What's our levy for that this year, roughly?
600 again. We have 600.
So we'll knock that out.
We'll knock that out next year.
Yeah.
And then we should be able, next year when we look at the levy, we should be able to reduce.
Yeah. We should. This is when your taxpayers will actually get a tax cut, because when you get this stuff paid up and you're just doing maintenance, and you're not,
Right.
at 1 year they hit us on that 2.6
we have
million,
250,000
11% interest. My God.
$250,000 in interest or some crazy?
Yeah. Well, 11%, 2.6 million, add that up.
Yep.
Where can we get 11%?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought they were pretty high at 7.
I thought we were dealing with the credit card company.
Pretty close.
That's
So,
for charge.
you know, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel on this plan. It works,
Right.
you know, and our people should reap a profit with that. That's good.
Well, and I'll tell you, I was in Chicago at training earlier this month. I had one day of just all the changes in the pension and how we have to account for it now. And literally, there were a lot of entities there, people come from all across the country, that were saying their net assets at the end of the year, see, we have about 63 million in net assets. Assets minus liability, net assets including all the roads and bridges and everything else. It's looking like now it'll be our hit that we have to book for under accrual unfunded pension liability is about 1.1 million. So really a blip for us, right? Not noticeable to anybody who reads our financial statements. There were a large number of entities, government entities, that were saying their assets are going to be negative for the year. It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens in the industry once that becomes so much more visible.
Yeah. It's scary, isn't it?
And we have some people, I think, in the room that share some of these counties around us that,
Yeah.
Hell, I'm scared for us. I don't know what you guys are doing. Whoa.
We can change it.
But it's nice to see, you know, we had this idea a few years back and it worked and people should, I hope the people get to see the rewards for us.
I think a year from now, when they get next year's tax bill and they see that big decrease in the pension costs, that will be noticeable.
Yeah.
Not 2016, but 2017.
Right. Government can work, just not always easy. So, that it?
Yep.
All the department heads that are here, we talked to, anybody want to talk about Blunt?
I thought,
Is this a lifetime deal or what?
You got on retirement yet?
I thought,
I thought state attorney and the chairman were working together on it, but I've never heard anything.
I asked at the meeting the other day, and he said that they were getting paid.
Mindy, were you taking any money in?
No, no money. I don't have a copy of a new agreement, or no payments have been made.
Because you would have to get it.
Right.
It ain't being paid then.
Right. Because any renegotiated agreement also has to go to Springfield. I haven't seen, heard.
Well, I got a year to go here, and I'm hoping the hell we get that done before I'm out of here.
No, they won't.
There was money mixed in there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Was some arrangement made?
Arrangement made with, it was a wimpy payment, what, $850 or something, but that's what the agreement was. That was announced at the board meeting, I believe, last month.
And so when's it start?
Well, I imagine when they get the paperwork together.
That might be another year, huh?
I have hope. Okay, everybody want to approve the claims? Ernie? Brett? Will we call the roll?
Schmidt?
Yeah.
Paul?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yep. Any old business?
I want you to get that copy.
Seeing none? Any new?
I move we adjourn.
Charlie? Second, anybody? Ernie? All in favor, say aye.